Hello, we're Jennifer and Natalia and we're going to present the evidence 1 for the effective lecture seminar. The content of our presentation are the elements often used in our presentation and the relationship between some other elements like planning, types of presentation, communication skills, and audiences for successful presentations. The main elements would be point, line, shape, form, tone, texture and shape, color, font, figuregram, balance, contrast on an image, cropping, hierarchy, scale, and proportion. Now we're going to talk about the relationship between some elements like planning, types of presentation, communication skills, and audiences.
In order to explain the relationship between these elements, we're going to use as an example an anti-drugs campaign. Our purpose is to increase awareness in teenagers. Our audience, teenagers and young adults. And the main topic is drugs and the effects. We're going to present situations of impact and their consequences. We're going to prepare the elements of the presentations that fulfill our objectives. As visual aids, we're going to use shocking pictures about drugs. We're going to prepare and practice our main points, make adjustments of visual aids, and make sure we have the right equipment in the classroom. And we're going to do a final practice before the real presentation. The next element is types of presentation: informative, persuasive, goodwill, multi-purpose, instructional, arousing, and decision-making. And the type of presentation that we're going to use is persuasive because we want to convince our audience that drugs are not good.
The next element is communication skills. We have verbal. That's when we need to use phrases that can help us convince the audience and be a bit more persuasive. This way, when you hear them talk about what they should or what they shouldn't do in this case, we are trying to use some persuasive tone so we can be convincing. Then we have the nonverbal. This is when you like the kind of poster you show, the eye contact that you have with the audience, signals. For example, when you signal us a lot, you use all your hands a lot during your presentation. Sometimes that doesn't look good. And basically all of our body language. Also, we need to show confidence when we are giving a speech because you want to make your crowd believe what you're saying. We have the written now, which is text or phrases that we use during the presentation. So we want to focus on those main points that we are giving to a crowd so they can watch and not just listen. Visual are the images that we are using in the presentation. For example, in this case, we want to use some shocking presentations about consequences that people have had when they use or abuse drugs. So with this, we're trying to be a little more persuasive than just with our talks, because when we show them results, they are kind of way more convinced than just if we tell them not to do it.
The next element is type of audience: unaware. They have no information about the topic. Indifferent. They may know a little about the topic, but they are not interested.
Favorable. These are the kind of audience that are just better for the presenter because they agree with what you're saying. They know about what the topic is about. They also participate, and mostly they just agree with the opinions and points that you are giving. The unfavorable audiences are the toughest audiences for a presenter. These kind of audiences are familiar with the topic that you are giving, but sometimes they just don't want to participate or they do not agree with what you are saying. They show a hostile attitude, and that makes the presenter be a bit comfortable, and sometimes it's not the ideal environment for a presentation. The kind of audience that we believe that we're going to have is unfavorable because since we're giving this talk to teenagers and young adults, they've been having this kind of talk since like elementary school. So when you're trying to give them a drugs talk or something, they think they already know what we're talking about, but sometimes the presentations that are being given along their school life, it's not the same. So we believe they're not going to participate because they think they already know about everything, and well, this is going to make our presentation a little tough.
And now the reflection about our communication skills. The ones we need to improve are nonverbal language and eye contact.
Nonverbal language would be the posture that we have. We need to be straight and show confidence during the presentation. We cannot use a lot of body signs, like for example, use your hands a lot or move your hair sometimes. That doesn't look good in a presentation, and that's kind of what we need to minimize. The eye contact, we need to have a lot more eye contact with our audience so we can show confidence and they can see that we really know what we're talking about.
And the communication skills that we think we already have are written and verbal.
In written, when we send an email to our teachers or when we try to write a word for our boss, a letter for our boss, also when we communicate with our friends, sometimes we just text them or we send emails sometimes too when it's too formal. Unverbal, but when we talk, we communicate to our friends by our talk, we have coffee, evening or something, and we talk, we just chit-chat about whatever. That's kind of the verbal things that we have.
Well, this was our interpretation of communication skills and the elements for an effective presentation.
Thank you.